The last of the licensed Red Brick shorts was Pirates of the Caribbean. Compared to the 2 episodes we had already done, this one was relatively simple. One setting, minimal characters, a quick build, and a few effects. There were 2 main locations we had to build for the Pirates short. First up was the microscale Skull Island. So here is the island, the Skull Island from the Pirates short, and for the reference for this, we looked at the first Pirates of the Caribbean teaser trailer, which actually has a Skull Island. This island was designed by Erin, and she drew it out on graph paper first, and then a bunch of us started to just sort of sketch it out in brick form and build up sort of the land masses, adding in all the trees and the foliage, trying to figure out where to fill in things. And then Sarah actually came in and did some color treatments and did the background and stuff to make it look very warm and Caribbean. The other main set was the minifig scale shoreline, which we built as one long piece and used for most of the remaining beach scenes. We changed up the background details and camera placement to make it seem different from shot to shot. The only time we didn't use this long shore piece was for the final shot, where the red brick lands in a pile of pirate treasure. Here's a quick look at the setup from the end of the Pirates episode. You can see it's mostly a lot of gold. The real secret behind this setup here is that pretty much every piece of gold has a piece of blue tack on it. And basically this was because we needed to be able to animate the gold piece by piece and animate the red brick crashing into the sand. And you might notice also in the back we've got these forced perspective palm trees that are kind of blurry in the background of the shot to make the sets that we build seem bigger than they actually are. The forced perspective technique doesn't just apply to backgrounds. It can also be used to achieve other special effects. In the scene where Jack Sparrow first digs up the red brick, Jeff had the great idea to create a forced perspective shovel. We built several dark gray shovel pieces and adjusted the size and placement of each, frame by frame, to create the digging effect. You may have noticed that we reuse a lot of the same tricks and techniques throughout all our videos. This shot of Jack Sparrow, looking down at the camera, is very similar to one we used in Adventures of Max, where Max opens up the trunk of his car. When translating things from storyboard to animation, we try to plan out the best ways to approach each shot, action, or effect, and we always use things we've learned on previous projects to help save time. Another example of this is the ocean effects. We had previously tried brick-built waves in the Max Atlantis episode. Once we come up with animation techniques like these, and we know that they work, we try to reuse and improve upon them whenever we can. Here are a couple of other brick-built effects that we used on the Pirates of the Caribbean spot. So we've got these explosion pieces that we're going to test out to see if we can use them for the cannonball firing in, what is this episode? Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. So Mick, what are we animating here?
Animating a bird flapping in the distance.
Sometimes having everything built from Lego bricks can cause unexpected difficulties. Having Jack Sparrow run around with a giant red 2x4, for example, made the staging of his scenes a bit more challenging. We had to literally play around with the minifigure for a bit to figure out the best way for him to be able to hold the brick and still be able to act. The strangest issue we had to deal with on this short took us completely by surprise. While animating the shot where Jack Sparrow takes out his telescope, we came to a bizarre realization. Jack couldn't bring the telescope up to his face. His oversized pirate hair was blocking his arm. By the time we figured this out, we had already animated most of the shot, so we came up with a quick but effective way to fix it. We had Jack bring his arm and the telescope up as far as it could go, and then we immediately cut to the next shot of the telescope's point of view. This may not be the most glamorous solution, but this is one of the reasons I like to do so much planning on our projects, to try and anticipate as many of these types of issues as possible. That way, when a few things do come up, and they always do, we can be ready for them.